what exactly is this? This is 75 grams of bitter, dehydrated, dried bitter melon or Carla powder. As you can see, I dumped the entire thing into that flask. And it's around 40-45 degrees Celsius. It is a useful drug because it has several alkaloids. It's in about 300 millimeters of ethyl acetate. Let's zoom in a little bit. And then, what are we doing? We're checking the temperature. This is first step. The second step, when it's really, really extracted, I will do a Dragondroff reagent, 45 degrees Celsius. So the compounds are sterile alkaloids, sterile compounds, bitter alkaloid compounds, waxy bitter alkaloid compounds, bitter sugar compounds that slow down sugar, that interfere or slow down with your sugar concentration. So if you're doing it with proof ethanol, or if you use ethyl acetate, you'd have to neutralize ethyl acetate with lye, and then bring up the pH to 7. It's a little more tricky, but it could be done. So I'm just doing it to test for the alkaloids and other materials, like the sugar. I could take this, put it into a solution, drain it off. I might do that, and then test it with copper acetate, sodium tartrate, and a few other salts, and heat it up and watch the copper sulfite turn to blue to an orangey color, indicating that the sugar in there got reduced. That's what I might try, but I'd have to filter it off and remove it, and it might be some interference. The coating on the glass is just a powder, and I can't really do much about that. But as I said, it's a very interesting video. The hot plate's at 171 degrees Celsius, and it's at 1,220 rotations per minute. That's quite high for it to function. And I'm going to let this sit and do this for hours and hours and hours. Turn it off, turn it back on, do that kind of stuff. And eventually I'll get good results. The herb is supposed to be extremely bitter, but if you take it with over drugs like insulin drugs, that's a possibility it might lower your sugar level to dangerous levels. So I don't recommend you herbally, but there are some evidences that it might be able to lower your sugar level at high enough concentrations. I really doubt that 75 grams of bitter melon would be enough, because that's only contains 60 milligrams of the active sugar steroid, which lowers your sugar level. So you need way more than what I have in here. But it's a good start to trying to test for alkalized other materials. So, as I'm saying, thanks for watching this, and stay tuned for a second video, a couple of videos on how I test the alkaloids. There's alkaloids in there too, and there should be a way of testing the sugar.